What's going on, 22 Comics? And you know what day it is? It is Monday night. So let's go through this newest top 10 list that has come out, and let's see what alternatives I have for y'all. Starting off, we've got Avengers West Coast number 56. This is the first cover appearance of the Dark Scarlet Witch. So I think that's why it's really popping off with Doctor Strange trailer and things like that. We got a fair market value of about $24. I do think this is a super dope cover, and a lot of the Scarlet Witch covers have been popping off. The ones that I like even better than this one. However, my recommendation for right now, while this thing is so hot like it is and the other ones are so hot, is to go with Avengers West Coast number 55. This would be the first in-story and first full appearance of Dark Scarlet Witch costume in the comics. So this book is coming in at the average raw sale of $9, and it is the book right before it. So if you go ahead and you pick this one up, you let that one cool off, hey, you got 1 and 2 back to back, you're doing really good. All right, that's just my thoughts though. Next on the list, we've got New Avengers Illuminati number 1. This is that first solo one-shot story arc deal with the name Illuminati on it. We got average raw sales at around $24. My recommendation would be to pick up X-Force number 1 from the 90s, y'all. The reason I'm picking this one is it's really hard to find good team appearances in Marvel Comics that are not extremely old and that are relevant. So my thought process on this is that Deadpool is coming to the MCU. He established, a Deadpool version of the X-Force in his Deadpool 2 movie. Who's to say he couldn't bring that over to Marvel? On top of that, I didn't realize this is their first solo outing as X-Force. They turned into X-Force in New Mutants 100, I believe. Average raw sales at around $4. These were popping off a while back too because they had the Deadpool rookie cards in them. But look at, I didn't realize, second print, okay, that's fine. Here's an Australian price variant, which apparently clicks in some major bucks. You've got this regular cable trading card Deadpool. Then they've got these negative UPC direct variants. I didn't realize those even existed. Along with, the different versions of the card being in them and things like that. The UPC codes. We're just looking at the regular, normal, everyday, just direct edition here. Nothing fancy. Like I said, $4. I don't know. I just think it gives you time to let that other book cool off. Next book up, we got DC Zero. This popped off because of 50 Cent's G-Unit Production wanting to acquire this to make a franchise out of it. This is the first appearance of Zero. Average raw sales around $70, $71. I think you should pick up Earth 2 number 19. This is the first appearance of Valsad. This book also picked up at one point in time because Michael B. Jordan is attached to it now, and because now it has 2 writers associated with it as well. So this is above normal than what I normally like to do. I normally don't want to be up in the 40s, the 30s, or anything like that. However, me personally, I would rather spend $50, $46 on a Valsad that has this backed by Michael B. Jordan and is already talking about having writers than this Zero character. The Zero honestly reminds me a lot of whatever the Vin Diesel movie was, of the Valiant character. So I don't have a lot of faith in that character. I could be completely wrong, but only time will tell. And again, these are just recommendations. Y'all do what you want with your money. I'm just trying to help y'all fight FOMO because it's ridiculous. Superior Iron Man number 1, talking about FOMO right here. First appearance of Teen Abomination, which nobody is even talking about nor cares about. It's that Endo Sim armor that everybody thinks Tom Cruise Superior Iron Man is going to be in the Doctor Strange movie. This book is still popping off at about $47. My recommendation would be to go look for Iron Man 284. This here is going to be the first time that Rhodey puts on the War Machine armor. Now, it's not the first appearance of the War Machine armor. It's not the first time it's called the War Machine armor. It's the first time that Rhodey puts it on. And he calls himself Iron Man when he puts it on. So just being clear about this. I've got this book. I've looked at it, like, just letting y'all know. Alright? But this book is coming in at an average raw of $7. So, Armor Wars is, from what I've heard, has been pushed back a little bit more, or possibly pushed back a little bit more. So you got time to find this book, and this book may pop off if people start talking about it. So it may be a good book to have. Next up, we have got Something is Killing the Children, number 21, The Ash Can. This was also on our list last week, like a lot of the other ones were. Average raw sales of $135. My recommendation is to go for Metal Gear Solid, The Ash Can. Now, why am I throwing Metal Gear Solid up there? It's all because of the Super Mario hype, the Sonic the Hedgehog hype, things like that. Average raw sales for this book right here is $40. I can't for certain say that this is Solid Snake's first appearance. I tried to look at it, I tried finding it. This leads me to believe that it is. However, don't quote me on that, and I'm not saying that it is. But I do believe, like, this right here could be a really big book if Nintendo decided to do something with Solid Snake or the Metal Gear Solid property. So, I just trying to think of all the things that they could do. Of course, Mario. Of course, Zelda. You know, why not do something maybe for the adults, the parents, or the older teens, and do a Metal Gear Solid movie. Just my thoughts. Next book up, number 5, we got Iron Man number 17. This is the Black History Month variant. This is a very dope Riri Williams cover, don't get me wrong. Alright, we've got sales coming in at $20 fair market value. Or my recommendation would be to look for Iron Man number 12, the variant edition. This book right here popped off not long ago as well, and you know, was seeing really high heights too, around I want to say like $20 to $30. I may be wrong. However, this book coming in raw right now at around $12. So if this was a book that you know, skipped out on a while back because of how high it was, now might be the time to buy into it, especially if it's coming down like almost 50%. I definitely would give this a look because this was a recently hot cover. Next, we're talking Iron Fist number 1. This is the first appearance of the new Iron Fist, Lin Lai, the former Swordsmaster. This to me is a difficult one too, just because the price point right now is still at around $14, which isn't too bad. Again, this is a new book, along with that Riri. That's a new book too. Go look at your local store and see if they still got some on the shelves, or just tucked away somewhere. Like, you may be able to find it for cover price. So this was a difficult one for me because I was looking for one character turning into a new character, and it just, I couldn't find anything that was really hitting home with me that around the price point that was underneath. So what I wound up finding though was Power Man number 24. This is the first appearance of Black Goliath, Bill Foster, who is in the MCU, by the way. He was in Ant-Man and the Wasp. They refer to him as Goliath in that show, and that movie as well. So it's already been set up that he at one time was Goliath. Now, will he, you know, possibly come back and be Goliath? I don't know. Like, Lawrence Fishburne is getting old, and I know CGI and stuff like that. So he has a son, I believe his name is Tim Foster, and he becomes, and actually changes the name to, Goliath. I was gonna pick that book. However, that book is really new and modern, and one of the things I try to do with this top 10 list and my recommendations is recommend you a book that would be really cool to have in your PC. Yeah, some of the stuff is spec and some of the stuff is, you know, to make money, like, but my end goal really is for you to build a cool, awesome PC. So this book right here, like I said, first appearance of Black Goliath, the name gets changed, comes in at around $12. I mean, it's just, it's a, you know, what is this, 25-cent book, Power Man, like, I don't know. It seemed like an awesome book. It was something that I would like to have in my PC. I think it's really cool, and it's something that I might even start looking for. Like, pretty dope cover of Power Man, and so yeah, take a look at it, see what you think. All right, next up, Amazing Spider-Man 307. This is going to be the origin story of Chameleon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And honestly, he's got several origin stories. They go over his origins several times, too. So this book started popping off because his attachment, casting call for a Chameleon in the Craven movie that's coming up. And this book's coming in at around $15. Chameleon's first appearance is in Amazing Spider-Man #1, if I'm not mistaken. And so, like, that, you know, that, of course, that book's out of a lot of people's reach. So this one right here with him on the cover, it's a pretty dope looking cover on top of that, and it's his origin story. Of course, people are going to gravitate to this book. Another one, though, that I think you should look at is Giant Size Amazing Spider-Man, The Chameleon Conspiracy. Check out this dope cover of him on the front. I was led to believe this has also got a retelling of his origin in here. And yes, that's through the app, so take that for what you will. I don't own this book, so I can't tell, like, I don't know for a fact. However, fair market value for this book right now is $6. So I just thought it was a really dope cover, and if it does have another telling of his origin, like this could be really cool. It could be really cool to have. Next up, Twig Ash Can. Now, I know nothing about Twig other than this looks to be a preview. It was recently released, so you may be able to find it in your LCS, and that it's done by Scotty Young. I don't know if he looks very much like his artwork. However, I don't know if he just does the artwork or if he's done the story and the artwork as he's done before in previous books as well. Fair market value right now, $126. I think you should look at I Hate Fairyland #1. This is done also by Scotty Young. This is his first independent book, and I believe he not only drew it but wrote it as well. So, fair market value right now for this book is coming in at around $6 to $7. If you're a Scotty Young fan, and you probably are if you're looking at getting Twig, then you may, if you don't already have this may be something you want to look at. I've never personally read this book before, but however, anybody that I've ever talked to about this book says it's awesome and they love it. So, and that it's fun. Last and final book, no surprise, New Avengers #7. This is the first appearance of the Illuminati in the Multiverse of Madness trailer, giving us hints at a multiversal Illuminati. And I just don't know that the Illuminati is actually going to stay in. This book is still coming in at $73 fair market value. My suggestion would be to go check out Ghost Rider 31. Right now, sources are saying this is the first full appearance of the Midnight Suns. Previously, it was Ghost Rider #28. So, look at both of those books. Take it for what you will. If you find a digital copy or something, and see which one you want. However, right now, my recommendation is this because of the price point. Like I said, it's coming in right now saying it is the first full appearance. I couldn't tell on any CGC copies whether either one of them was. So CGC doesn't even seem to be recognizing it right now, to my knowledge, from what I was looking at. Fair market value for this book, though, right now is $8. If you're looking for another group of characters to, you know, jump on board with, this got hot because of introduction of other characters and talks of Ghost Rider and things like that. So, definitely take a look at this and see what you think. I got some videos over here of my January comic haul. You can go check that out, along with Bearded and Cole's comic cover challenge. So check that out. It was pretty fun, and I think it's funny. So thank you so much for checking out my video. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you got something from it. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button below. You can find me on Instagram at 22_comics. You can also find me on a podcast called Comically Comics. Thank you again so much for watching, and as always, y'all have a good one.